Hey there, it's me, Red Knight, and welcome back to my channel for a Hanami Diamond Deco Pack video. Now, as most of you know, I live in Japan, and Hanami for me is a very enjoyable time of the year where I can go outside, enjoy the spring, and look at the beautiful Sakura trees. Now, I love Sakura, and the decoration that we are getting is related to this. Now, if you are a diamond pack buyer, you've got the chance to buy your diamonds with this free deco, and there's 3 pieces coming within the game, and I think you're going to enjoy getting these as much as I will. Now, the first one we're getting is a Hanami Path. Now, for me, when I actually see the Sakura trees, I think they're gorgeous, but after a while, the actual petals from the flowers start to fall down, and they fall down on the path piece, and you've got a simulation path piece being added within the game with these petals on top. Now, later in the video, you can see some photos of some Hanami trees and petals on the ground that I've actually taken myself when I visited to Himeji Castle here in Japan. So enjoy as well. Pack number 2 is going to include a gorgeous little bench. Now, I love to sit down. I enjoy the view. I like to eat good food, relax, and enjoy my time. And a bench located outside near these gorgeous trees is very nice, and a lot of people actually do sit down, so a wonderful decoration as well. Now, a lot of us actually don't use the benches. We tend to have like picnic parties, and we sit down under the trees away from the pathway enjoying the beauty. Now, if you do enjoy going to the parks, which I do, Himeji Castle is one of my favorite locations, but there are many places around Japan where the actual trees do blossom, and any of those park locations are absolutely gorgeous. In fact, there's one just across the road from me that I do enjoy every year, and if you look at the photos on my Facebook profile, you can see some of these photos for where I actually live as well, and this park is a nice representation of that as well. Now, as I said, there's 3 decoration coming within this Hanami collection. They are going to cost you real money. If you decide you want to purchase them, please do so. If you do, try to use the content creator code, and I'll give you all of the codes at the end of the video. But what I wanted to do now is just to tell you a little bit more about the actual festival and where it came from. So sit back and enjoy. Now, first of all, what is Hanami? Well, Hanami actually means flower viewing in Japanese, and it's basically the custom of enjoying the beauty of the cherry blossoms, i.e. the Sakura. And I love the colour, and I enjoy doing this myself. Now, actually, the roots itself kind of like stretch back a little bit further. Yeah, the custom of viewing can go back to like the Nara period of around 710 to 794, when people used to enjoy looking at ume. Now, umeri is a kind of plum which I love to actually eat and to drink the juice from as well. But the span of the umeri is very, very short. It's only like 2 months, but it's very nice indeed. And I kind of enjoy this period. Now, when it comes to the Sakura, what makes it stand apart? Well, there's a lot of things actually. I think it's the brief lifespan. So the Sakura itself doesn't last that long. But the feeling you get from actually sitting under, watching those petals fall down, the pleasure from actually seeing the beautiful Sakura trees is much more enjoyable. And I think that's one reason why you'll see lots of poems and other things written about it, but not so much about ume as well, because like ume is a much longer lifespan, whereas the Sakura, the cherry trees, is a much shorter one. Now, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day if the Sakura is falling and dying on you. You can basically see the Sakura in many, many locations around Japan. And a lot of people kind of like, oh my god, I'm going to miss it. And it does depend on the season. Now, if you're like me, you're checking the Japan Meteorological Agency's website, and they have a lot of information about the weather and everything around Japan. So it's very useful for getting data on when the actual cherry trees start to bloom. And once they start blooming, then you can kind of go and enjoy them. Now, there's kind of like a peak and an off-peak period. Sometimes there will be flowers on the actual tree. Sometimes they kind of like fall off and there's petals on the ground. And as you can see here, there's a nice starting phase from like bottom of the country working its way out to the more colder regions. So the warmer the location, the earlier they start, the colder the location, the later they are there. So you can actually travel around Japan and enjoy. Now, as I said, one of the places I like to visit is Himeji Castle, and it's near a location where I actually work. So every time the Sakura blooms, I like to visit, and I've even gone there with Chick Norris, as you can see. It's a beautiful location. The actual cherry trees are gorgeous. I've been there many times over the years, both by myself and with friends and family as well, and I do enjoy it. And I think you would too. If you ever get the chance to come to Japan, go and check it out. It's wonderful. Now, speaking of wonderful, if you want to use code Red Knight in the actual shop before you purchase a decoration, I would appreciate that a lot. Now, as you know, I'm not the only content creator. There are some other wonderful people within the system. If you want to support me, please do. If you don't, then you can choose one of the other content creators, as you can see from their codes here. So pick and choose your favorite content creator, type in their code in the actual shop, in that green box like you just saw in the previous image, and then purchase your actual decoration. And then Heyday will then thank us for that support. Now, in relation to myself, what's more important is you watch some of the videos in this playlist and also click the subscription button. That's more interesting for me. Now, I will be buying this decoration with my own code. I hope you will too. I hope you enjoyed the information within the slides and the few photos I've added. On my social media page, there's a lot more, so check those out as well. But either way, see you next time. Bye now.